But there was not much down here because there's all river. The river come in here.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
And they even had a turntable up here for the train. You had to turn the train.
Really? Neat.
Right up in that yard.
And now they want to pull all the tracks out.
Yeah.
Well, some people are thinking about that.
Yeah. You pull them down in here if you want to, and I'll show you where you can see the old pilings over here.
Oh yeah.
And from where those pilings end, was when I was a boy, there was all lumber all the way to where you can see them stop right up there. It's all lumber piling. And the ships would come in here and load, which they didn't load here at the water. This is all man-made here where we're sitting. And we'd skip school, or we didn't skip school, no. We could leave the grounds at noon hour. Come down, someone would say there's a ship in, so we'd come down and eat our lunch down here and watch them load lumber. And Mooney Motor over here was the other building burned. And some others say there's a boat coming up, well, at noontime. Hopefully it will be there at noontime to go down and see what that is, and most of the time it would be the Texaco boat coming in to fill the gas tanks up for Mooney Motor, which comes on a tank truck now.
That's it. So yeah, the river doesn't get used as much as it used to, huh?
No. Well, I can't remember what year they dredged it, but but of course you couldn't use those sailing vessels now because they've taken the drawbridge out. I have pictures of Center Street from the time it started burning until it burned the whole section there.
Oh, is that what happened down here?
Yeah, and I was in high school and the whole thing burned.
So
there was all nice little markets here, grocery stores, and there used to be a bandstand here. That was fun to come down and listen to.
Is that right? Right here there was a bandstand where
yeah.
Yeah. Well, that must have been
on this side, because they built it out. In this section, this now parking lot used to be the Colonial Theater, and this building here is coming down, I understand.
Yeah.
For the Machias Savings Bank.
How do you feel about that?
Oh, it's progress.
Yeah.
When I was a boy, there was a little building there that might be large enough for a good coffee shop. There's the old. You've probably seen pictures of the old Machias.
I haven't. No, I'm learning all. I'm new to town, so I'm learning.
It's quite a difference. They've really grown. Yep.
So should I go up there, or
no? We'll go back down.
Okay, we'll go back down.
And
obviously this has pretty much stayed the same, this area
right
here.
just about.
But they didn't have this kind of parking lot. There must have been a road that came in or something.
There was,
How did that work?
well, they've changed this whole road. There was always parking here, but in a different way. And like Main Street, they could park probably 3 times as many cars because they parked angled into the curb instead of parallel parking. And there was only parking on one side of the street because you could park a lot of cars. I remember when they took the covered bridge down, I didn't think I'd be around when they took this one down.
It was a covered bridge?
Yeah.
Really?
And about halfway across here, we'll when we get just about across here now, abreast of us was the Bangor Hydro.
Yep.
Hydro plant. Next to them was the grist mill. That's where you could come get your grain, whatever kind of grain you wanted, ground up. And on this side was the Coast Guard station during World War II, and Plant's variety store.
Really? Let's take a left here, okay?
Okay.
Because that's a beautiful spot right there. So this Bad Little Falls, this is where the mill was.
Just down below,
Down below there.
Yeah, just down below the ledges, and there used to be a lot of the dam used to be there. Was was quite a salmon run. You don't watch the salmon go up through.
Did you get a lot of salmon then?
They did then, but this all over now is out the dams, what we call the upper dam, where the other big mill was. When we'll go down, turn around down to Textile Mill, and then go back and we'll take Water Street, and I'll show you where the...
So go straight, is that all right?
Yeah, okay, yeah. Then I'll show you where the upper mill used to be, and I'll show you the little islands, everybody calls them now. It was where the booms run to guide certain logs to a certain place. And they'd walk those booms to guide the logs down. There used to be a, well, I guess it's our expression. My speech is a little bit different than I was learning to say half and things like that. But there was what they call a lath mill.
Okay.
That was big business back then because all your houses were built of lath and plaster. This was a baby boomer place here. Used to be a little
this place?
Maternity hospital, yeah.
Oh, really?
When I was a young fella.
Wow.
This was the textile mill. Come to town, 1949. I worked there as a loom fixer until 1954, and went to the dairy from there.
So, what kind of textiles did they do?
Rayon.
What were they? Rayon.
Rayon and some satin, but not so much satin as there was the rayon. And this is all built on, the brick part was where the textile mill was. Up in there is the industrial park, and you have offices up there. Coca-Cola used to be up in there, but they moved out.
Yep.
Along with Nissan's Breads moved out, and we seem to have a little bit more moving out than moving in.
Yeah.
As far as businesses go.
And it never was that way when you were younger.
No,
it was
everything
busy.
stayed put and pretty busy. The wages was low, but it didn't cost. The cost of living was was down too.
So where did you grow up? Where's the house that you grew up in?
I grew up out in Kennebec.
Oh, in
Kennebec area. That's about 3 miles out from the corner out
Gotcha.
here. And sometimes we walked from there to high school. There was no school bus then.
Oh, yes.
But I've delivered milk to every house standing practically in town here.
You were the milkman.
Well, when I went to the dairy, I didn't go right in as plant operator. I had to work up to it. It was okay except for the dogs.
Okay.
Back then, you could go in any grocery store and they'd give you the bones. I always carried a bag of bones. You know, that's what I kept the dogs in line with. They knew what.
How about those housewives though? You had to keep them in line too, right? Mm-hmm. The housewives.
Oh yeah.
We heard the story about the milkman now.
Yeah, there's quite a few stories about the milkman.
I'm sure you've got a few to tell me. But we can't talk about it on TV.
No.
That's
no.
Right.
We can.
So
we'll take a left hand and go up the mill road.
Yep.
Someone said, "Why didn't you go away to get some kind of a job?" I said, "No, if you put dynamite on me and let it over, I'd land right back in the same spot. I'm not going anywhere."
No way.
Except for Uncle Sam, he sent me a paper one day that I had to go work for him.
Well,
take a right here.
Okay.
This is where Whitney's garage is. That's all man-made. It's all
filled it up.
All man-made.
Yeah.
And well, this is grown up too, so.
Sure, it's tough to see.
Maybe. Okay, you can see. There's see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Rollers, you know.
Yeah.
They walk on them logs just like nothing with
the log rollers. Yeah, right.
And they'd keep those logs going over to that side. The mill was on that side.
Yeah.
Where it went into just where the end of the bridge is now.
Now, what's the story with Whitneyville?
That used to be
that's a strange little town. Now, what was
that used to be the big St. Regis mill used to be there, and the railroad used to go from there to Machias Port. This is right here where you see the water.
Yeah.
See the little riffle right there? That's where the dam was. And that's where your Machias drinking water come from, was the Machias River.
You drank right out of this river?
It was pumped into the pumping house and pumped up to the holding tank.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not doing names very good.
You're all right. You're doing fine.
So they just put in a new water tower up here this side of the hospital. Have you been?
Now they drill
Have you been in the hospital area?
No, not yet.
Well, we can go back there now if you want to before we wind up out at the corner.
Now we're going to the corner, right?
No, you can go.
No, at some point we are.
Oh yeah.
Is that where you hang out with your buddies?
Well, yeah, you can go up there. And
definitely want to see them.
You can go up there now and then pick up the hospital on the way back if you want to.
No, I want to finish there.
Okay.
I want to finish out there with the boys. You know?
Yeah,
Just so that, just to see.
okay,
We got time?
I think so. They just come in at all different times, you know. There's if they wouldn't hold it, there wouldn't be room if they all landed there at the same time.